Слишком высоко у вас аппарат. Да, но все равно слишком высоко, мне кажется. Слишком уже высоко. Не, попробуйте сделать. Попробуйте делать ниже все равно. Вот чуть-чуть. Сейчас посмотрю. Пока не показывается. Welcome everybody. I can't see you because we're in the auditorium where we're having the HMT. So I can't see your name. I will not be able to welcome you. But we know you are there. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I will just have you do the share. Go share on my private something. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are ready to go. Please go share the link. Go share the message. Go share the link. We have some parents here and some students, who are some kids, some young people who have come for teenagers HMT. So we have teenagers here with their parents, and I guess some people might be coming tomorrow or this week. But so we are going to be combining this teaching with the teenagers HMT. So if you are ready, if you have already shared the link, we'll be ready to start. Can you see it? Do you have it? Yeah, if you are true, give me the thing. Let me see. Okay. That's normal, just normal. So we are ready to see all of you, and we also welcome the kids. So before I welcome all of you who are there at home, let me quickly use the opportunity to welcome some of the teenagers that are here. All right, now I know you. Could you come here and tell us about yourself? You are shy? Come this way, come this side. All of you have to come here. Can you tell us your name?
Okay. My name is Ife.
Efe or Ife?
Ife.
Ife. Oh. It is Ife that I'm hearing Efe. Okay. Ife what? So if you mention your last name, then we will have an idea.
My name is Ife Disu.
Disu.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know who you are.
I'm 18 years old. I just turned 18 at the end of July. I came from England for the teenagers HMT. I'm here with my mum and my sister, and yeah.
Any expectation from you? Any expectation from your side? What do you think? Why do you think your mom and your dad should make the sacrifice for you to be here? What do you think their expectations are, or what are your expectations?
Personally, my expectations for this are just to find out more about myself, because I'm going to uni in a month. So I think
in a month.
Yeah, just
Wow.
under a month. So I think it's really important for me to figure out how I can use my talents and stuff. And the future to how I can use my talent to support myself, and yeah, just finding out more about who I am and why I'm on earth, basically.
Brilliant. So that's your own expectation, right?
Yeah.
That's very smart. You should be very smart. Because not too many people, for example, I was speaking with one of the adults in this house, who is also from England. And the person told me that she is over 30, and she said she even never heard of that question being asked, that who am I, why am I here, and what am I here for? So she's lived twice your age, and she's not even thought about it.
Okay.
So how come you are thinking about it so early?
I guess it's just because, I don't know, I just lately, the past couple of months, I've been having a lot of doubt about what I'm meant to do, and especially about what I'm going to do after uni, because I know during university I'm going to do my business degree, go on a placement year, probably do a semester or a year abroad or something. But after that, I just don't know what I'm going to do with my life. So I think the question has just been like bugging me for a while. So I just want to get some answers.
Brilliant, brilliant. Any other person would like to be the next one? Who is as bold enough to come to be the next one? All of you still have to come, but anyway. So come, anyone. Another this, right? What is BTS?
They're a group that I like.
What?
They're a music
Oh,
group that I listen to.
well. I guess I'm a little bit old-fashioned and old age, so I don't know who they are.
So my name's Ade. I'm 15.
Does Ade mean anything in the full?
My full name's Ade Alua.
Adeolua.
Yeah.
I never heard a name like that before.
It's like my name is Ife
Ifeoluwa, and yours is Adeolua. What does that mean?
It's crown of God.
Okay, God's crown. Okay, now I got it.
I'm 15. I'm Ife's sister. I'm also from England, and I'm here with my mum as well. Came for HMT because I want to
Gavaraj to be Grom Shebila.
I want to certify what the purpose for me being here is. I want to make sure that I've got it fully cleared out in my mind, so I know exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm meant to fulfill it and what impact it's going to have on the world. So
this is basically the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
You want to know, huh?
Oh.
Speak louder, though, they say. Okay, very good. Okay, who is going to be the next one? Please come on. Come on here. Come this way.
Thank you.
Wow, they've only got ladies, girls. Yeah. No boys. Okay, go ahead.
So, my name is Abiola Kolawole, and I came here
What was the name?
Abiola Kolawole,
Okay.
and I came here with my mom.
Abiola Kolawole, yeah.
Yeah, I came here with my mom, and I'm 16, and also came from England.
Speak louder.
I'm 16, and I also came from England, and what I hope to get from this is to kind of get back on track, because it's kind of been really weird for me. It's been obvious to everyone that my mom is the one that even introduced me to this. That it's been obvious that I've not really been doing what I'm supposed to be, and I say that what I want to do is because I've told everyone this already. Everyone knows this. I want to be a music producer, but I haven't really been showing that I want to be it, and I haven't really been researching and stuff. And I just feel like it's down to procrastination and laziness, and I just don't want to have that anymore. So, yeah.
Nada cat 19 svoje prizvanje. U nas je tako I tebe. Yes, da? Ima prosek.
Yeah, so I just don't want to be. I also want to find out a way that I can get back on track, and actually, because the thing about it now is that these days everyone's always asking you at a young age, what do you want to be, what do you want to be. So so that's why I always had that pressure, because obviously my mom wanted me to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant. There's always
your mom must be an African mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So she wasn't really accepting of what I wanted to be, because at first I was thinking, I must be a singer because, my voice, I can't even sing, but I thought I should be a singer because, I must make it. It's by force. It's by force. So yeah, but it's evolved into that, because for a while I was really lost. I didn't really, because music is really big for me. So I was in a place where I didn't know what I wanted to be. people ask me, oh, what do you want to study in university? And it's like, I want to study music, but everyone's telling me that it's not really good, it's not practical, so what am I going to study then? Because I don't really find anything I'm passionate about besides music.
I think we are going to be able to help you this week.
Okay.
So I'm not going to tell you to be in a hurry. Just take your time. Make sure you follow all the teachings we'll be doing this week. Answer all the questions. And by the end of the week, you will be more certain about what you want to be.
Okay.
All right. So who is the next one? Okay, come on. Are you Ogedengbe? Yeah, I could remember your sister, your face reminds me of your sister.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Esther Gidimbe. I'm 16. I'm coming from England. I'm here with my mom. And I've come here to obviously discover my purpose, why exactly who I am. And when I find out who I am, I'll be able to find the reason why I've been put on this earth to achieve what I need to do. So I personally think this HMT would help me to obviously become the true history maker I need to be. So that's why I'm here.
I know you. You've been here before. I know you. Oh, you got Youth History Makers Training 2017? Wow. Brilliant, brilliant. Good idea.
My name is Sydney. I'm 11 years old, and I'm here with my sister and my mum. And my expectations here is to find out my purpose on earth, and to also learn more about myself and my personality and what I can achieve in life.
Maybe your sister could take over from you.
My name's Sadie.
Sadie? Sadie?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a new name for me.
I'm 10 years old, and my expectations here is to discover why I was put on this earth and who I'm meant to be, and how
to become that person you are meant to be. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay. What's your name again? Yeah. Kenny, yeah, come. Yep.
How you guys doing today? You guys good? You guys all right? How you doing, Pastor? How you doing? Well, my name is Kenny Ume. I am Igbo American. I am from the U.S. I came from the U.S. I am 27 years old. Tomorrow, actually, is my birthday. Yeah. And the expectation of me coming, I actually have a business called One Voice Applied. It stands for One Voice Applied, meaning one voice and anyone can change someone's perspective on life. My purpose is basically to shine the broader lights and the positivity of Africa, Nigeria, starting with Nigeria, so America and every other country could depict the positives of Africa, because, you know, America really only sees the negative light that Africa has. So my goal is to shine the brightness on Africa in all the positivity. My brand is centered on culture. My hashtag is like find your culture, like where are you from, where are you from, where are you from, no matter what you look like. And I actually
What about the European culture?
The European culture?
Does that count?
Yeah, it does. It definitely counts. It definitely counts.
But you want to impose the African culture?
I want to oppose the African culture first. That's my main, and then go to other cultures. But I actually do that through fashion. I'm not wearing it right now. I should. But I actually do that.
But you're going to be here every day.
I'm going to be here every day, so you're going to see my designs. I actually do that through fashion. I express myself through fashion, music, and entertainment. I have my bachelor's degree in entertainment media management, so that's the business side of entertainment. And I really am coming here to learn more. I feel like I could learn a lot of information through just being in another country, seeing a different culture, and I want to get my business to another level and project my ideas for more exposure. So, hey guys.
Someone from the internet is asking you, wow, did he just say Igbo American? they want you to explain that.
Igbo American. Igbo American is my culture. My family is from Nigeria. We're Igbo, Anambra State. And I was born in America. That equals Igbo American. You guys get it? I just innovated that, by the way. If you guys didn't know, that was if you're African and American. Yeah.
No, not Black American.
Yeah,
right?
it's it.
Yeah, but he invented it.
Yeah,
he came up with it.
Not African American. I'm Igbo American. Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. That's Kenny. Remember that name?
No.
That's Kenny. Yeah, and I think Kenny has got a big plan for his visit to Ukraine, and his plan is not just to attend this HMT because he has finished college. He wants to be in Ukraine for as long as possible, for him to be able to pick and learn. He wants to take all he can take before he leaves Ukraine. And I promise him that by the time he finishes here, after 6 months or 1 year or wherever he's going to stay, that America is going to take notice that someone has just come back to America. Okay, not my wife. I think this is for Babusha. Someone is asking, please, what are the requirements and cost necessary things needed to participate in HMT? Maybe you want to tell them that, or how can they still register or come and join you or whatever? I don't know. They are just asking. Microphone.
Okay, good evening all. I'm Babu Shira. I'm the coordinator for the HMT. So if you still want to come, you can still make it if you are a citizen of any of the European countries. If you don't
American.
need visa, yes, you can
American
still.
too.
Or American. You can still come. All what you need is to buy a ticket and
Jump in the
just,
plane.
yes, and we'll be here to gladly welcome you and accept you here with us.
So they are asking, what are the requirements? Any requirements, or do you go to the Sunday Adelaja blog?
They should go to sundayadalajablog.com/visit and register. sundayadalajablog.com/visit and register.
What about if they just write to you directly? How do they do that?
They can reach me on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. What's the WhatsApp number?
+380 9360 30405. Again, +380 9360 30405. Yes, so that should be the
So you'll
requirement.
be able to
not
supply
much.
them with all the information?
Yes, I will be able to.
Okay, they
get
want
in
to know,
touch.
till when will you be here? Will we all be here?
We'll be all here till Friday.
Till Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just starting, so it's still.
Somebody
there's
could
money
still
time.
fly in tomorrow?
Yes, and definitely make it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Do they necessarily need to come with their parents, or they could send if they send the kid, could we meet them at the airport?
Yes. Actually, that has really been a challenge. Parents really are not too free to send their kids. It's not a problem. We can always meet them. Yes, they can. You can send them, and we're going to meet you at the airport and pick up your kids. So there is no any concern about that. And even changing planes, some parents were concerned about transiting from one country to the other, which shouldn't be a problem as well, because I believe every airport has security, police. No, your child is definitely not going to miss. So once you put him on the plane, he arrived to whatever country he's going to transit, he's just going to connect to the other flight, which I believe he will make it to Ukraine. Once he's here, he's under our responsibility. We'll meet him at the airport and pick him up. And
They say from what age?
We're starting from age 10 to 20, but I believe we've extended that age as well. So till, we're looking till 24, 25, as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that's just to say a little few words about the HMT, but we have to continue talking about our topic. This whole week we've been talking, not just this whole week, this whole month we've been talking about, from last month actually, we've been talking about truth. For the 4th week now, we've been talking about truth. And what we are talking about right now is, why do people reject the truth? Why do people reject truth? People will normally reject truth because of different reasons. And I've already given you the different reasons why people will reject the truth. And yesterday I started another topic, which was one of the reasons why people will reject the truth. People reject the truth because they reject the source of truth. And I think this is particularly interesting for the young people that are here, because most of you are Africans, or African American, or African British. So, because let me tell you a thing, let me begin to talk to you now, you kids that are here, that unfortunately, and I hope, or I'm sure, some of you already know what that means, unfortunately. But Sydney, let me start with you. So you want to find out why you came, right? Why you came to this world, why God brought you here. Soon you are going to find that out. This thing I'm going to tell you, don't be disappointed because of it, but just be poised and be prepared and be ready for it. A lot of people, when you discover who you are supposed to be, and when you begin to do that thing that you're supposed to do, you might find out that some people might not be ready or willing to accept what you need to offer, not because you don't have a substantial product to offer, and not because you don't have the truth, or you don't have the true product to offer. But I'm sorry to say, some people will not accept what you have just because you are African or because you are black. So that's just the way life is. Or some people are going to look down at you or on you because you are black. Or some people are not going to respect you because you are black. Or some people are going to think that you are inferior to them because of the way you look. Or because you are a woman, because you are not just a black person, but you are a black girl. So that's the second challenge. Being black is going to be another challenge that you are going to be standing up against and facing. So what I'm trying to say, Sydney, is that it's not because you are wrong, or it's not because you are not saying what is right, and it's not because you are not telling the truth or you don't have the truth on your side. But some people are not going to accept you just because they don't like you. And it's my daughter who is coming in here now. Her name is Pearl. She never understood that at first. Maybe we never emphasized that enough for her to know. But when she's still in high school, she's still in school. But while she was in school, she expected people to celebrate her. She was expecting everybody to celebrate her for her abilities, for her brightness, for her wisdom, because in the house, she's used to everybody celebrating her. And in the church, she's used to people celebrating her. So, but then she got into an atmosphere in her school where nobody cares for her. Or people don't really care for who she is. Either she scores good marks, she used to score good marks in school, and she thought that was good enough to make everybody come around her and celebrate her. But nobody cared. Everybody just lived their life. So she became to be violent. I mean, not violent, but to be reactionary, or to be agitated, or to be nervous because of that. So that began to affect her. So that's why I'm talking to you now, Sydney, and all of you, that it is just the fact of life. And one of the fact of life is the fact that you don't have to be bad for people to treat you bad. So you don't be deceived. Don't ever be deceived thinking because people are treating you bad, then you are bad. their response to you doesn't dictate who you are. Their response to you doesn't tell you who you are. They don't tell you who you are. You know who you are by God and from God. God knows who you are. God made you who you are, and God cannot be wrong. So God is right about you. And you, when you find out who you are from God and you know who you are, still people will not believe you or like you or follow you just because it is you or just because of the way you look. Because you are a lady, because you are a woman, because you are a girl, or because you are black, or because you are tall, or because you are slim, or because you are not tall, different reasons. So that is good for you to know that. Because I saw that in my daughter, Pearl, that she was not preparing for that. She was thinking people are going to tell her that you are the best every day. But the reality of life is, even if you are the best, that is the truth. But people don't always go by the truth. Because in this world, some people will not accept the truth because of the source of that truth, or because of the carrier of that truth. So in the case of Pearl, she was having her own truth about who she is. Well, God knows about that. But you are dealing not with God right now, you are dealing with real people. Your parents and your relatives know about that, but they are not there with you in the school, because in her classroom, maybe she was the only black person there. Okay, two of them are there are only two people in her class that are black. She herself and one other guy. So nobody cares, and your parents will not be there to consider your own truth. So you are all on your own. So, but instead of you waiting for people to recognize your truth, what is more important for you is to know that you are sure of your own truth. You must be sure of who you are. And one of the very first things you have to be sure about is that it doesn't matter how I look. I could be black. I might have wide nose. I might have wide nose. I might have wide lips. I might be ugly in your own estimation. I might be short, or I might be too big, or anyhow I look. It doesn't matter. But the real thing that is the truth is that what does God think about who I am and how I look? What God thinks is that I am wonderfully and fearfully made, or beautifully made. I am wonderfully and fearfully made and beautifully made. That is the truth, because no opinion could go higher than God's opinion. So that is God's opinion. So it doesn't matter what you think. I carry the truth. But I must be sure of the truth. That I am not inferior to anybody. I am not worse than anybody. In fact, nobody is better than me. That is the truth. Why? God created me as beautifully and wonderfully as He created you. You are not worse. I'm not worse than you. You are not worse than me. So truth. We are all carriers of our own truth, and we are all. But then, by the time you discover yourself and your calling, you are going to be a carrier of a truth through your product that you are going to be producing. If you are going to become a fashion designer, through your fashion, you are going to be a carrier of your own truth through that fashion. Maybe you are going to be a writer through your books and articles. You are going to be carrying and communicating your own truth. But don't be deceived thinking everybody is going to buy into that truth. Some people are going to reject that truth just because you are the one carrying that truth, just because of who you are, because you are black, or because you are a girl, or because you are having an accent, or because of your name. It could be any reason why some people will reject the truth. And it's good to know this, because once you know this, you are going to be much more at peace with what people do. For example, do you know that in England, so since most of you are from England, you can sit down now. Some of you are from England. Do you know that there is the culture of stabbing in schools? Have you ever heard of stabbing? Okay. Why is it that other kids will stab other kids? Well, I came in touch, or I came across that when I came to Europe myself. So it's good that we're having all of you here as teenagers. So I'm going to preach, and I want to appeal to all our viewers who are watching us. I'm going to be preaching this principle of truth more using not adult examples, but using examples that will be able to relate to people, to the kids here. So people don't always know or want to, might not even be interested in knowing the truth that you represent or that you carry just because they don't like something about you. When I just came here, I was 19 years old when I came to Europe. So when I was back in Africa, most people around me were like me. Almost never saw white people, only a few white people I saw. All the people in my country were black like me. So nobody ever discriminated against me on the basis of the fact that I was black. And then nobody ever called me monkey. I never even knew you could be called monkey. So, but when I came to Ukraine here, there were people who were calling nigger, monkey, all kind of names. Now, what did that lead to? Because the people who were with me, my other colleagues who are Africans like me, students, they knew they were not monkeys. Just like I knew too that I was not a monkey. They knew they were not a monkey, and I knew I was not a monkey. So what they did, because they knew it was not true what they were saying, what these other youth in the street were saying, they knew the truth about themselves. The truth about themselves is that they, even though they are black, but they are human beings. They knew that was the truth. And they now wanted to enforce that truth through violence upon the white people, the white youth who were calling them names. So each time these African kids or students were being called names or were being taunted at or laughed at, you know what they would do? They would get angry and they would try to go and be confrontational, to go and fight. What did that lead to? Breaking of bottles, stabbing each other. So what am I trying to say? The culture of stabbing and things like that happening, a lot of that is happening because of wrong response to your truth. Somebody has an opinion, which is my truth, and then other people refuse to recognize my truth or my opinion. Or they say bad things about they reject my truth. Because of me, because of this, because they don't like the source of that truth. Not because I was not even right, or I was wrong. Because the African guys who were fighting, they were right that they were humans. They were right that they were not monkeys. So they had the truth on their side. But their truth was not recognized by people who were calling them monkeys. But what should then be my right reaction when I'm rejected? What should be my right reaction when I'm rejected? So while my black African guys are trying to fight, I try to cool them down and I say, hey, wait, because they kill each other, they damage. But when I'm called monkey, let's say, let's say you are the one who called me monkey. So I come from where I am and I say, I come, and they think I'm coming to fight. So I come and say, oh, yeah? Okay. Hello. You just said monkey, right? Yes. What about hugging a live monkey? I could give you that opportunity. Maybe you could look closer. And, I want to give you a hug so that you feel what it is like hugging a live monkey. So they begin to be protective and be defensive and say, oh, we're just joking. Oh, okay. They will begin to laugh. I laugh. They laugh. Then we begin to, because they were expecting violence and they were expecting, aggression. But I presented aggression, but aggressive love. So I presented aggressive love of my truth, but not negative aggression, not evil aggression, because evil will never overcome evil. Only love can overcome evil. So I presented aggressive love. So then what happens is that when we get back to the dormitory, my fellow Africans will begin to be angry at me. And they begin to say, you are embarrassing us. How could you be saying they should hug a live monkey? How could you be saying that? What do you think what you are saying at all? Think about what you are saying. They are calling you monkey, and then you are going to say, yes, I'm a monkey, hug me. Is that what you're trying to say? You know, you are a disgrace, all those things. But they don't know, so I tell them, did you see what happened at the end of the day? What happened was that we end up hugging. And what happened was that we end up laughing. And do you know what happened the other day to the other people who didn't think just the same way, who were trying to overcome evil by evil? Because their truth was not accepted, they were trying to enforce their truth by force, not by love. They broke each other's head, they hurt each other, and they are in the hospital right now. And some of them are dead. So when you see the culture of stabbing in England schools or English schools, it could be because somebody was called names. Because why were you being called names? Because your truth is not being recognized. Your truth is the fact that you are a decent, you are a creation of God. You are God's image and likeness. But that is not being recognized, even though that's the truth. And instead of your truth being recognized, they were trying to call you names. So you want to defend yourself, and then stabbing begins. So the only way when you are rejected like that, and when your truth is not being accepted, keep on loving. Make sure you even increase your aggression. You must be more aggressive than you were. And the aggression you have to present, it must be the aggression of love and the aggression of kindness. You remember when the Bible says in Romans 12 that when your enemy is hungry, go give him food to eat. When your enemy is thirsty, go give him water to drink. Aggressive love, aggressive kindness, because it's only love that can overcome evil. So what I'm saying is that, yes, the fact that you are being rejected or you are not being accepted doesn't mean that you are wrong. The fact that you are being rejected and not being accepted doesn't mean that the truth is not on your side. It doesn't mean that you don't carry the truth and the truth is not on your side. You might still carry the truth and you will still be rejected. So what do you do next? Do you go and reject them and apply evil for evil and force? No. You become more aggressive, become more determined, become more forceful. But forceful in truth, forceful in righteousness, forceful in love, forceful in kindness. Or if you think that you are not ready to love more or to reach out, be forceful in peace. What does it mean to be forceful in peace? You remember when they came to attack Jesus? They said Jesus just turned out and walked among them to the crowd. He just walked away. What is that? It's giving peace a chance. So there is a time when you know it is not time right now to express even love, because your love will not be accepted or your love will be rejected. So use forceful peace. What is forceful peace? Just give peace a chance by walking away. Jesus did that many times. It's not always the right time to stand up and confront the people who hate you or who don't want to accept your truth. Sometimes you need to give them that peace and that chance to give them their space, give them the time to be able to give them a breathing place so that they could go and be able to, think it over. And when the right time comes, you have the opportunity. God will give you the second chance, the opportunity to be able to express yourself. So I want to give you some passages, examples of how even Jesus himself dealt with this. Jesus himself had to deal with his truth being rejected. And we are going to see how he dealt with that. So some people will reject the truth, not because you are not speaking the truth, just because they don't like you. They don't like the vessel. And Jesus faced that so many times. In John chapter 6, verses 41 to 45. In John chapter 6, verses 41 to 45. It says, the Jews then complained about him, about Jesus, because he said, I am the bread which came down from heaven. That was the truth. Jesus was the bread which came down from heaven, but people were rejecting him. The very same people he was sent to were rejecting him because he spoke the truth. So, who says he wants to become a musical director? A music director. You wanted. Can you come? Come here, come this side. So, what's your name again? Abiola, yes. So Abiola wants to become a musical director. And that's your own truth, although you are not yet sure yet if that's what God wants you to do for sure. But let's say that's your truth. But you already started having problem with that truth. Because your mom wants you to become a medical doctor. And the family wants you to become either medical doctor or engineer or lawyer. But you feel like becoming a musical director. That's a challenge right there. So what do you do when you know your truth and even the closest people to you are rejecting that truth? So I want to give you the answer. You know, don't worry about it. Don't feel under pressure or like talking now. So I'm just using you as an example. Don't worry. So if you have a truth like that, but how do you know it is truth? First of all, before you could call it truth, you have to establish it. You have to confirm it. Most, of course, often from God. God has to give you the affirmation and the confirmation that yes, that's what he wants you to do. So that is his will. Once it's his will, it becomes the truth. Or you have to, for you to find out the truth, you have to have statistics or facts or research that will confirm to you that yes. So you have to have other information like statistics to confirm to you, yes, this, what you are saying is the truth. But anytime you have a truth, my dear, that truth will always be resisted. Don't always think that your truth must always be accepted because it is the truth. There will be some people who will accept it, but there will be other people who will reject it. So be prepared for that. Now, let's say you now become a music director. What is the secret of you becoming a premier music director? How can you become the leading music director in the UK? In the UK, for you to become a music director in the UK, most likely you are going to be marginalized. Most likely you are going to be put at the back seat because you have a lot of white people and most of the positions of authority and leading position in the society are being occupied by the white people in the country, the people of the land. So, and you know that you are good too, or maybe you are the best student in the university, and you want to break through. So how do you break through in a situation when the whole country is set up in a way that there is no chance for you as a black person? The way to do it is this. Go back to the aggressiveness, to the aggression that I spoke about. You know that time when they called me monkey, I applied the principle of aggressive love. When they were about to kill Jesus and it was not his time, he applied another principle, aggressive peace. Now, for you to break through and not just be on a marginal music director or music whatever producer in the UK, you must also fall back to the same principle of aggression. Where did I get this principle of aggression from? Because we are children of the kingdom. And the Bible says that since the days of John the Baptist, that the kingdom of God must be taken by force, by violence. And only people who apply force or who apply violence, who are aggressive, not aggressive in the negative, not aggressive in evil, not aggressive like the people of the world are aggressive in fighting, in violence, but those people who are aggressive in the kingdom principles. Well, we are talking about the kingdom. So it is your aggression must be in line with the kingdom truth. So only when for your kingdom truth to really find a place and to win in this world, and for you to really be the head in this kingdom, you must learn to apply the kingdom. For example, love. Going to there to say, hey, you want to act, that is aggressive love. Love is a kingdom principle. But I have to apply that kingdom principle in the aggressive, violent way. I mean, aggressive way, and in a very. So what you do as a music director or music producer that wants to, that wants to make it in England, you have to use the principle of aggressive advancement or aggressive promotion. So instead of you to agree with them and say, oh yeah, I'm just a black girl in a white culture, I'm not going to really make it. Let me just go back to my own people. Thank God we have enough Nigerians here. But Nigerians, they are just 2 million people or 1 million people. And you can, if you are, no matter how big you are among 2 million people, you are still small. But if you are even averagely big, among 50 million people, 70 million people in England, you are very big. But if you just result and just say, okay, they will not accept me anyway, then you have not applied the kingdom principle. So when your truth is rejected, that doesn't mean that is the end for your truth. Because there is nothing you can do against the truth, and you have the truth. There is nothing that could be done against the truth, only for the truth. So even though your truth is being opposed right now, behind your mind that because nobody can do anything against the truth, but for the truth, that your truth cannot be silenced. That your truth cannot be killed. That your truth cannot be eliminated. You still have the truth on your side, and truth cannot be defeated, and truth cannot be, relegated. So because you believe in the power of your own truth, the only thing you need to do now is to use that principle of aggressive advancement. Because the truth will not be defeated anyway. The truth will not be killed or stopped. So it could only be stopped or limited if you are limited. But since it will not be stopped and limited, the truth itself is the truth, no matter what you do. Because there is nothing you can do against the truth, only for the truth. So because you know that, you have your confidence that I know who I am anyway. I know I'm called to do this thing. I know this is my position. So you just add aggression, number one. And then you add advancement. You begin to promote your gift, your calling, your profession aggressively. You begin to advance your talent, your truth in an aggressive manner. Now, so how do you do that? How do you promote? Because you could be doing, not just by doing advertisement, you promote your truth. Your truth must be promoted, first of all, by working on yourself. You must promote your truth by making sure that you become the best in that field altogether. So let's say we are talking about music production, or as a music producer. You work on yourself to live in the truth and make sure that you live in the truth of the fact that you are the best. Which means for yourself, speak the truth. We have spoken about the 5 levels of truth. And the first level of truth is that speak to yourself the truth about yourself. So make sure that you first of all speak the truth to yourself, that in the sense that you work on yourself to be the very best music producer, so much that your heart will witness to it and testify to the fact that you are doing the very, nobody is better than you. You will speak. You will not play. You will not cut corners. You will not cut corners. When nobody is seeing you, before God and before yourself, you must make sure that you abide by the truth that I am the best in this. I've done my very best, and I've done better than any other person on this. Either they are white, black, Asians, Indians. I know I have put in so much effort. I have done so well. I have put so much effort into this thing. I have studied the work of my opponents. I have studied the work of my competitors. I have seen how good they are. And I've made sure that I have bettered their very best 3, 4, 5 times. That is aggressive advancement. So I first of all make myself to be that good. They still don't know about it. They are still rejecting me, but they don't know the work I'm doing behind the scene upon myself. So by the time I appear, I'm so overwhelmingly above their expectations, and even the best of them, that my truth has been given the platform. And one way or the other, they like it or not, they will not but notice how good I am. They cannot but notice the excellent spirit I'm bringing to the table. But that's just one step of aggressive advancement. So whenever your truth is rejected, even if you're a pastor, that's the same principle to use. When I came to Ukraine here as a black man, I needed to speak Russian language. So I had the advantage of being a black person. That's bad enough for you not to ever have a voice in this culture. I'm not even talking England. I'm not even talking Britain or America here. I'm talking Russia here. I mean, there are no black people here. I needed to be the icebreaker. I needed to be the pioneer. I needed to pave the way for other black people that will come after me. But one thing that was my strength is that I believed in that truth. I believe in the truth of the fact that God has called me. God is on my side. And I believe in the truth of the Bible that says, you shall be the head and not the tail. And I know that nobody could be better than me. We had students from 99 countries in my university. And I came from a village called Idomila in Nigeria. So very small village and absolutely insignificant. Even in Nigeria itself, even my own state, even my own local government is so insignificant. Talk less of. So, but because of the truth that I believe in, and God taught me the idea of this idea I'm talking about, aggressive advancement. So I took my decision that after classes every day, I will always go to the library. So I will go to the library after classes and sit there for 6 hours, just by myself, working on myself to be better. Because at that point, all of them were better than me. First of all, I couldn't speak the language. But all of them were speaking their own language. It was their own language. And I needed to understand the textbook as well as they understand the textbook. I needed to understand the professor as long as I was not learning English. And I still needed to be better than them. So I needed the principle of aggressive advancement. Because it's the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God takes force. And only those people who apply force will have success in this kingdom. But instead of getting angry, that is negative. That is not a kingdom virtue. So I would rather use aggression for kingdom virtue. Hard work is a kingdom virtue. So I use aggression of the kingdom to make myself work hard. Diligence is a virtue of the kingdom. It's a kingdom virtue. So I use aggression. I was diligent with aggression. I put aggression into my diligence. I put aggression into my hard work. In fact, because I will leave home at 7:30 in the morning, go to classes and finish at 2:30. Then from the classes, I will have 30 minutes break to go and eat in the canteen, in the restaurant. Then I have between 15 minutes, I finish eating, and I have another 15 minutes to go to the library. When I go to the library, I'm already tired, I want to sleep. I doze off, I would not get out of there. When I'm dozing off, I will say I will doze off here. I wake up in 10 minutes because it's not convenient. So I wake up, I keep on reading. Then I doze off again, I keep on reading. I want to go to the dressing room, I go to the dressing room, I come back. I will force myself not to even go and take fresh air. I will force myself not to follow my fellow students to go and do discotheque, boyfriend, girlfriend, no girlfriend, no relationships, just aggressive advancement of my truth, that I will be the best and not the tail. So that's what the next stage of aggressive advancement you need to do is to make sure that you begin to produce prototypes. Prototypes. I think that you've still been known now. Maybe I'm missing. So, aggressive self-education, aggressive self-improvement, that's one. Number two, anything you have known in your mind, all the improvement, all the quality work you have produced upon yourself, you need to be able to create a platform for demonstration. So that is what we call a market or a module or a prototype. So whatsoever is going on in your mind or in all your advancement, all your self-education, there must be a time when you now feel, I am ready right now to put that in a small package. The knowledge, I need to package it now. The wisdom, I need to package it now. Whatsoever I know, my skills, I need to now package that skill. That packaging of the skill is called prototype or module. So you have to produce a module. That module that you produce is a platform. It's a microphone, a speaker that will go further ahead of you. So you need to also do that with another level of aggression. So when I finished university, I got a degree, but I didn't get a recognition. I knew that I needed to produce something that would speak for me. So I got a job at the television station, and I began to produce television programs because I was trained as a journalist. So I knew that they had different talk shows in the country that were the best. And I knew that by the time I do my own talk show, I can beat all of them. So as a black person, I begged the director. They said, oh, but all kind of excuses there. Oh, you have an accent. Oh, you are a black person. Oh, our people are racist. Oh, they are not used to black people. Oh, we don't know how they will respond. I said, just give me a chance. One chance. I said, if that one chance flops, then I agree that I failed. Then don't give me a chance anymore on television to come on. And this was supposed to be a live broadcast. And live broadcast is more difficult than recorded program because live you don't have the right for a mistake. So you know what I did? I went on aggressive. That's another thing. I decided to aggressively pursue God concerning my truth. So whenever you are being rejected, remember the God factor. That's another. After the module, always remember the God factor. Because that is where you have an edge as a believer. So you have done what you could do in the natural, but you also need to apply the supernatural grace or power that God has graced you with, which is the fact that you know God. A lot of people don't know God and they are doing well. But if you know God, you should do as much as they are doing and still use God's resource. That's the additional benefit or grace that you have. So before that broadcast, I went on a 7-day fast. So I was drinking only water. I fasted and prayed and asked God to show up. So I did not just depend on my knowledge this time and on the skeleton that I've made, the module that I've made. But I asked God for His grace, that His grace would come and that His favor would come upon this. Because I've done my best. I was already the best in every component, but that was the big stage and I needed not to mess it up, not to flourish. So after that program, they gave me the opportunity to make, which was my prototype, which was my module, because it's a television program, but it was live. The television station received the highest number of calls. Even the rate, they have the prime programs they have. This one beat the prime program. It was having more calls than all the prime programs they had. That was how I secured my position as a TV presenter. In a white, racist country. So I'm just telling you how you could make a name for yourself when your truth is being rejected. Yes, there will be a time when you have to, be silent, but when you are silent or when you are at the back of the scene, you are actually working on yourself to make yourself better. You are not just silent in depression. You are not just silent in some, in weeping and crying and pitying yourself, in self-pity. No, you are silent to work on yourself. They don't know what you are doing. You are actually pushing yourself and making yourself better. Now, let's see the way Jesus tackled this. So Jesus was also being rejected by his very same people, the Jewish people he was sent to. So here in John chapter 6, verse 1 to 45, the Jews were complaining against him. John 6, 41 to 45. They were complaining against him. Why? Because he said, I am the bread. He spoke the truth. I am the bread that came down from heaven. And they said, is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? You see, there might be different reasons why your truth is despised. You see, the truth of Jesus here is being despised and rejected. It's not because he was black, because he was among his people. He was just looking like them. So it's not, this race is not the only reason why your truth will be rejected. It's not because he was a man or he was a woman. You see, Jesus was not a woman, he was a man. So it was not the sex, the gender that, was the reason for his own rejection of his own truth. There will be millions of reasons why people will reject your truth, or because they don't like you as a source. And there will be different reasons, or thousands of reasons why people don't like you as a source. Don't bother about what if they like you or why they don't like you or something like that. Just make sure you stick to the kingdom principle. The kingdom of God is advanced by violence. Violence, love, kindness, hard work, diligence, all those virtues of the kingdom. So they said, is this not the same Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? In this case, the reason for rejecting Jesus and his truth was because of familiarity. Familiarity, contempt. And because, no prophet comes from his own place. So how is it then that he says, I have come down from heaven? Jesus therefore answered and said to them, do not murmur among yourselves. No one can come to me. So Jesus didn't quit. He kept on talking his truth. He came on frontal, not by fighting, but by establishing a more stronger level of truth. Aggressive truth. Aggressive advancement of the truth. That's what we just see Jesus doing. He kept on aggressively advancing his truth. Don't murmur. He stood for his truth and he kept on advancing it aggressively. No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him. And I will raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they shall all be taught of God. Therefore, everyone who has heard me and learned from my Father comes to me. So this is the example of aggressive advancement right here. Now, it is only after you have presented your module, you still need to do another thing. It doesn't matter how good you are if nobody knows about it. It doesn't matter how anointed you are if only 2 people know about it. Even if you are Jesus and you came to town and nobody knows, you are just going to be a local champion, a failure. That is why nothing replaces promotion, advertisement, and publicity. There are some Christians that say, why should you promote yourself? Why should you do publicity? If it is God, God will do publicity. I said, Jesus did publicity. You know how Jesus did publicity? He sent forth people to go and announce his presence. That's the greatest. The amount of word of mouth is the greatest and the most effective form of publicity. So, don't believe people who say you shouldn't do publicity. In fact, the more publicity you are able to do, the more revival you are able to bring. It is not your anointing or your gift or your truth that is only responsible for revival, but how much you are able to advance and promote and publicize that truth. So remember that. No matter how good you are, you must be as good and as aggressive in publicity. Remember this. Your publicity, advertisement, promotion must be as aggressive as the truth you are carrying. The more truth you carry, the more you must find ways and opportunities and strategies to look for means to advance and promote what truth you carry. If the only reason why people are watching me today is because I'm on Facebook. If I'm just anointed, all this truth I'm teaching right now, I had known all this truth like for 10, 15 years ago, and nobody was hearing them because I was not on Facebook. I was just sitting here by myself. So you need to aggressively advance your truth before your truth could be a blessing to the people who need them. There is another passage here that teaches us how Jesus dealt with rejection of his truth. When people don't like him as a source of truth or as a carrier of truth. In Matthew 11, verse 7 to 14, 7 to 19 actually. Matthew 11, 7 to 19. It says, and they departed. And they departed. Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, what did you go out into the wilderness to say? So John also faced this challenge. John was a truth carrier. And he was rejected because he was not dressing right and he was not looking right. His hair was too long. All kind of stuff. There was always reason for the source of truth not to be accepted. So John was not accepted as a carrier of truth. What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind? But what did you go out to see? A man clothed in soft garments? Indeed, those who wear soft garments or clothes are in kings' houses. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I say to you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you. Assuredly, I say to you, among those born of women, there has not been risen one greater than John the Baptist. But he who is least in the kingdom of God is greater than he. And from the days of the John the Baptist up until now, that's what I was talking about. The kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. You see the principle. When you are being rejected, be more violent. Not violent in the sense of doing bad things, but be more aggressive. That's a better word. When your truth is being rejected, be more aggressive. Find creative way to be more aggressive. Unfortunately, a lot of Christians think when they are being opposed that they are supposed to cover it and give it and bow down. But no, it's the opposite of what Jesus said. That's when you should need to be more violent. Because the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence. And the violent is the only people who take it are the people who are violent. For all the prophets and the laws are unto John the Baptist. And if you are willing to receive it, is Elijah who is to come. But, that's it. So, you see the truth here is, okay, that is it. I read it 14 there. But What shall I like in this generation? It is like the children sitting at the marketplaces and calling to their companions and saying, we play the flute for you. You see, this is another form of rejection. We are playing the flute for you, and you did not dance. You see, we have the truth, and we are rejected again, you see. And then we mourn to you, and you did not lament. That's rejection. So rejection is not a big deal. Rejection is normal. It is normal to be rejected. But what do you do after rejection? Your truth might be rejected, but all the people who are later on celebrated are the people who didn't give up after they were rejected, but who look for creative ways to be aggressive with their truth. That's another thing you want to know. You have to be creative in aggression. Look for creative ways to advance your truth. Creativity. Don't just be aggressive anyhow without wisdom. Add creativity to your aggression. For John came, neither eating nor drinking, but they said he has a demon. What is that? Rejection. That is rejection right there. I mean, how could they say you brought the truth to your people, and they say you are a demon possessed? They were telling John the Baptist that he had a demon because he brought the truth. Then the Son of Man came, eating and drinking, and they said, look, he's a glutton and a wine Bible, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. But wisdom is justified by her children. So fruits will justify your wisdom. Fruits will justify your wisdom. And fruits is what we need to produce. Anytime we are being rejected, fruits should be our answer. We should be more aggressive to produce fruits. So we are not just being aggressive for nothing, but to produce fruits. And the fruits of our truth will silence the enemy. The truth of our aggression. I have so much more things to talk about. But I see that you people are kids. So unfortunately for you people who are watching me on TV today, let me just give you scriptures. You go and study those scriptures, okay? I don't want to keep the kids for too long, because when you keep the kids for too long, they lose interest. So I'm going to finish on time, but I'm going to give you passages. Go study John 8, verses 42 to 47. And then 1 John chapter 5, verses 9 to 10. Then study also Philippians 1, verses 15 to 18. And study also Luke chapter 11, verses 14 to 23. I will repeat all these things again, but starting from the last one. Luke 11, 14 to 23. Luke 11, 14 to 23. Philippians 1, 15 to 18. 1 John 5, 9 to 10. John chapter 8, 42 to 47. So people will reject the truth, but it's not a big deal. We know what to do with it now. So I'll be back tomorrow, but before I go, let's hear some of you. What did you learn? Would you like to share with me what you learned? Any one of you want to talk about it today? You want to talk what you learned? Come here and share with us. What did you learn from this class?
Just that, I guess the main thing is, like, no matter how hard you try, there'll always be someone who doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, who doesn't like you.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what they say, it's how you react to it that matters more importantly.
And what should that reaction be?
Just take it positively instead of reacting in a negative way, which would cause even more problems that you don't need. So using the opportunity as something you can grow off of instead of seeing it as something that's meant to like tear you down.
That is very theoretic, but that's not the way I said it. Yeah. So responding positively, that's theoretic. But when I was telling you, it was not that theoretic, it was more practical. Okay, anybody wants to add? Anybody want to help her? Add to what did you learn? Yeah, please come.
I learned that people are always going to judge you based on how you look and how you present yourself. It doesn't really matter because obviously for us, or for me personally, it's going to be like the first thing they see is color or the fact that I'm a girl, and people aren't really going to take you seriously because of it. So, and you can't really do anything about that because that's just how people are going to see you.
So how should you respond?
You respond aggressively, but not necessarily violently. You respond with love and peace, and you don't always have to, you have to know when to react and when to just step back, and yeah.
Okay, everybody knows that we should love. But what is the difference in the love that I spoke about today?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, the love, can you repeat that question, please?
Yeah, you said we should respond with love and peace. Everybody knows those two words. But what is the difference between those two words, the way I describe what you should do with it today, and just love and peace?
Okay, so the example that you gave was when those guys were calling you a monkey, and you went and said, "Oh, okay, come and hug a monkey. Like, yeah, now's your chance." And
a live monkey.
Yeah, and peace.
So what is that called?
Oh, that's I think I believe you said it was aggressive love.
Yes. Aggressive love.
Yeah.
That brilliant. That's exactly what we're talking about. So what's the difference between aggressive love and normal love?
Aggressive love, I guess, it's actually going to them, and I feel like the way you said it, it was because you went up to them and you actually were like being really.
Well, most people would have loved them in their hearts. Or they would have loved them in prayers.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody wants to help her? Anybody wants to help her out? Anybody wants to answer the question? What did you learn today? Anybody wants to talk about that? Yeah, come on, stand up. Why are you passive? Yeah, if you want to talk, come out and talk, join us.
So, thank you for what you said, Abiola, because that just made because I just had a kind of new thought because of that discussion about aggressive love just now, that I thought that what you were trying to say was that aggressive love is different from normal love, that usually we only love those who have been nice to us first, but there's even more of a step to aggressive love. And it's not that when people are insulting you, you're just standing strong and being just like, well, I love them. I love them. I love them so much I can't see them. They don't exist. And it's actually going and showing them your love. Because sometimes you have to fight violence with aggressive peace. Sometimes you have to fight it with aggressive love. But when you're going to try and overcome evil with love, then it has to be more aggressive and more powerful and more active and radical and louder than that evil. And that is a real shock to me, because like you said, I think that we've gotten used used to, well, maybe not just as Christians, but just over the whole world, to just, step back and duck and not try to be louder than someone, especially because because you think you're trying to make peace, right? You don't want to do anything. You just want to run away. You just want to get out of the situation as fast as you can. But actually, we're supposed to, no, if we're reacting when our truth is rejected, then we're standing up for it. And if we're standing up for it, then we have to quell that evil. We're not just supposed to leave that rejection alone. We're not just supposed to let people sit like in their ignorance. Like if they think that all black people are either violent when you insult them, or all black people are too shy to respond to you. No, if you're loving on them, then you're going to show them that, okay, think whatever you want about black people, but think about this black person, that whatever you do to her, she's going to respond more strongly in love. You can literally not insult her normally. You literally cannot beat her down because she's just so full of love. And when you have a force like that, it really backs up your truth. It really makes you it gives you a more more powerful foundation and a more powerful thing to, jump off of, and that's very cool.
So the thing you've just said is that your love must be louder than the hate of the enemy or the opposition.
Yes.
So your response of love, aggressive love, that love must be renowned. It must be loud.
Resounding and drowning it out.
Right. Resounding much more higher than the sound of rejection. That your truth must be propelled and be magnified. And be magnified so that it will rather, your response will be higher and louder. In fact, today, that university where I studied, people know more who Sunday Adelaja is than the whole university where I studied today. But Sunday Adelaja is more renowned. So I've put so much aggression, advancement into my success that this very university where they said I would not do well, I would not finish, I am more known today than them. Although they have been existing for 50 years and been producing 16,000 students every year since I was there for 20-something years. But now I'm more renowned than the whole university. That means you make your truth, your aggression of love, to be so resounding and louder, much louder than the rejection and the sound of rejection, that the truth wins. So what are the other things you learned from the class today? Any other thing you would like to talk about?
The topic, what was the topic of this one for?
Is that your truth, because you came late, your truth could be rejected. Not because you don't have the truth, but because people don't like the source of truth. So from tomorrow, you people agree with mom to change your schedule so that you people will try to be here on time. Okay, so you will talk with mommy so that she will release you people to be here every day or something.
All right. Well, I was just thinking that getting the truth to the level that it should be, because we are the salt and light of the world, I guess, so we should be trying to make the truth known. I saw that is a very, very, very thorough process, and that there's a lot you have to go through to do that. And even without these, and this teaching made something clear, and that was that Jesus went through that whole process. And, well, I guess I should have known that already, but sometimes when you just get repeated, when stories, different parts of Jesus' lives, just get repeated over and over and over, you don't look at what might have been, what, for example, the authors of the Old Testament might have meant by including those stories. You just think, okay, Jesus lived, He had no sin. He was a really good kid. You should be a good kid too. He died for our sins, yay. And you don't look at Jesus as human anymore. You just look at him as, sometimes you have to say his name, you know? But he was the perfect role model for us, and he's who we're supposed to be. I mean, he's like the walking manual for us. So since we all have our purpose, and we all have what God has called us to do, just like Jesus had his mission from God, we should be following in his steps. And what Jesus did was that, even from a young age, he was working on himself and educating himself. For example, when he was discussing with the teachers of the law in the temple. And later, what he did was that, like Daddy said, he promoted himself. Like, he'd go talk to people, and he'd go tell them about truths that he thought needed to be told, and he'd have it spread by word of mouth. And I'm just thinking that, wow, this is a lot. I mean, I never thought about any of these things so deeply. I mean, I know inside of myself I have certain convictions, I have certain truths, and I think there are certain values in the world that need to be spread. But I don't know how aggressive I am with that. Like, for example, maybe I have some places, I like writing, for example, so I write poetry, and I have some places where I put that poetry out. But I wouldn't, even though I think that I do promote the principles that I want to be promoted to that poetry, I don't try to aggressively advertise it because, again, I'm scared of my truth getting rejected. Well, on the internet, whoever found it, they found it, and then they can't really touch me besides that. But then if I tell somebody in real life, if I tell my classmates, well, what if they think it's weird? I mean, okay, they're Christians already, so I don't think I have to show them anything else. Yeah, you know, I think I should talk about something more popular, like, you know, Game of Thrones and not, you know, poetry. And you know, those thoughts keep coming, and then you're like, and you know, and I've thought about that a lot, because even some friends in the world, for example, because you're told, tell everybody about Jesus, tell everybody about the love of Christ, spread the word. But when it comes to actually being aggressive and doing something, usually, you know, push doesn't come to shove. Usually you don't do something. But now I see that if I... Why is my voice so weird? Okay, sorry. If I feel like I'm really called for something, and I have a purpose from God, and I have a message to spread, then I should actively be spreading that message no matter what. Because if I have the truth, then that is enough. That I have that truth, God knows about that truth, I'm going to keep developing that truth, and I have to keep going. And maybe people will develop, and maybe people will reject that truth, but that doesn't reduce the value of that truth at all. It's still the truth. So you shouldn't let anything taint it, because even if the truth does get tainted, it's all in your head anyway. I don't know if I explained it clearly, but the truth is the truth. For example, sometimes sometimes it happens like people find out you're a Christian, like in the community. So then you're walking around and you bump into someone and they're like, I don't believe in God. And then and you're like, okay, you don't have to believe in God for him to exist. Like, for that, it's easy because like they don't even say hello. They're like, I don't believe in God. But it's actually that way with any other truth. It's true that there is a God. It's true that if an apple falls, it will hit the ground, probably, unless there's lava or something. I don't know. Anyway, the laws of gravity are also true. And even if there's a whole political party forms, and they say gravity does not exist, and they beat up people and they say gravity does not exist, does that change the fact that gravity exists? It doesn't. So no matter how many people reject you and say you're weird for having your truth, no matter how many people reject you and say that you should have different interests in something, no matter how many people reject you and say that you should know your place, or that you aren't good enough for something, if you have a truth, if if you have something from God to spread, then you should keep spreading it. And even if you aren't good enough, well, I think that's fine, because I think that most of the people that gave us the New Testament and that Jesus picked up, they weren't good enough either. I don't think Paul was good enough at all, because he was going out around and murdering Christians, and he thought he was right to do that, and that was horrible. He was just a murderer, and he was discriminatory, but still God changed him and used him, and he's like the best saint. He's everybody's favorite, of course, because he gave us like 2/3 of the New Testament. And everybody in the Bible, except for Jesus and God, all of them had faults. All of them did horrible things. Like, no matter who your favorite Bible character is, I guarantee, except if it's Jesus, I guarantee you can find that one moment in their lives when they did something so horrible and so unacceptable, and when even somebody might have told them that they weren't good enough, but still, they kept working on themselves, like, aggressively, like Pastor Sunday said to, and they got the results, and the truth came up, and they're celebrated today, because the truth does not lose its power, no matter what anybody says.
Thank you. You want to say?
Okay, I'm not going to talk.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk for too long. Down a little. Yeah. I'm not going to talk for too long. But one thing that stood out to me here was depiction. So depiction is what other people think about you. But what Pastor was saying was, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you, because if it's the truth, then it's the truth, and God knows who you are, and you know who you are through God. Correct?
Yep.
Also, presenting aggression aggressively and love. Another thing that stood out to me was producing a module platform. So once you have that, whatever you have, for example, I have a brand, produce the module platform to give it to people, which kind of segues into me never introducing my website or anything. So if you guys have an opportunity, go to onevoiceapply.com.
Say that again.
Yeah, onevoiceapply.com. It's O-N. I'm going to spell it out for you. It's O-N-E, voice, V-O-I-C-E, and then applied, A-P-P-L-I-E-D. So basically, using that, every voice should be heard, and it's important for your voice to be heard. For example, Gandhi or Martin Luther King to Obama. And One Voice Applied actually is a brand. It's actually an entertainment organization for students to apply their analytic skills to learn more about record labels and film and fashion and the music industry. So basically promoting that your voice, just like Pastor said, should be definitely heard. Promotion is key. Also, aggressive promotion. Aggressive promotion is key.
Kingdom of God is advanced by violence.
Thank you. Diligence, aggressiveness, and self-improvement is what also stood out to me as far as what he was talking about. Creative aggression is something like what I was kind of doing right now. I don't feel like I had a whole time to speak after I'll use myself as an example. Creative aggression would be something like if I wasn't done speaking or didn't have a chance to promote my brand, or I got clapped off stage or something. I'll use myself as an example. Creative aggression would be coming back up in here, right? And being like, yo, my Instagram is yo, that's amazing. If you ever have a chance to go check my Instagram, it's YOTHATSUMEH, my last name ZING. So onevoiceapplied.com, One Voice Applied on the Instagram, One Voice Applied on the Twitter. Someone needs to be writing that on Facebook right now. It's important. Okay, that's important for sure. Hashtag find your culture. So like I said, everyone needs
application right there.
Everyone needs to find themselves, find your culture.
Immediate application, aggressive application.
It's important. Thank you, Pastor. And yo, your voice is important. Merely. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Maiwa, do you need to say anything? Okay. So, where is that Babusha? She's not here. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't think we are not broadcasting the HMT, right? Are we broadcasting the HMT? Yes. Every day? Yes. We'll be in the morning too? Yes. Ah, okay. Especially your section. Okay. So we'll be broadcasting. I was just told we'll be broadcasting the HMT every day. So I don't know when I'm speaking yet. I guess it's 12. So yeah, we're still working on that. Okay. So but we'll be coming back to you every day with the youth and with the HMT here. So if you are there at home, you'll be able to join us by Facebook as well. So thank God for that. And then in the evening, of course, we'll be back. But this week, it will be not just in the evening, every day, the whole day. We'll be having live broadcast the whole day then. So thank you, kids. I love you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's learning very fast. He's applied his lesson immediately. It's Kenny.
Guys, please, we're still having a class.